Welcome everybody to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Tuesday, community. You know what that means. It's another segment of our Hidden Gems. I am not in the studio, so I'm looking a little dark. I know I'm out of the state right now. I think I'm getting a little dark from the good sun. These tremendous storms been going all across the South, throughout the country, man. Everybody's been impacted. This weather is acting up. Mother Nature is showing up, as always, letting us know that she is still running everything on this planet. But just happy to be here for another Tuesday, another Hidden Gem segment. I've got two phenomenal gems that's stepping in today. I am on the East Coast. I'm in the hot ATL. It is hot out here in the ATL. Just came from Cincinnati, man. Just want to say, some phenomenal historical things, just happening in the Midwest and throughout the country. But, one of the things that I want to highlight, met some phenomenal folks while I've been on the road, support my Black and brown businesses always. Y'all know wherever I go, I make sure I support our Black folks, Black businesses. But there's a apparent thing that I'm everywhere I go, that I'm seeing how much suffering that our Black community is when it comes to the lack of, when we talk of the lack of everything, financial, housing, health, just talking to some of the locals and the folks, and just seeing how our community is suffering, man. And it is tremendous. A lot of folks are doing things and making things happen. I don't want to make it sound like a dire strait, but when you look at the masses of people and community, this is why this reparation talk across the country is real. Black folks need access to financial capital, the employment rate. You go by these courthouses, and every time I'm in a city, I always drive around the courthouse and see what's going on, and just to see the amount of Black folks in the justice system that's justly impacted, trying to survive. It's just terrible. So it's a lot of work, a lot of conversation this political season. I know the political races is heating up across the country. Folks are doing their thing. But we got to remember some of the basic fundamentals of how we show up and support each other. But again, the Black and brown community is hurting out here across the country. The unemployment rates, you think it's bad in California. You come across the country and it's just a nightmare. But again, it's been great, been on the road. Just want to say congratulations to all of the class of 2024. So many graduations. I've been keeping up and just watching all the amazing young people who still are pushing through even after this pandemic, locked in with school, making sure that they are graduating and doing the things that are needed. So just shout out to all of the amazing young people, all the phenomenal adults who went back to school, graduate. Shout out to my guy, Marv, going through City College. I mean, a lot of folks are changing that narrative about education, going back, trying to do the things that they need to compete in this tight and uncertain job market that we're dealing with right now, not only in California, not only in the Bay Area, but across this country. Folks are being impacted tremendously. So just wanted to put that out there, but just want to give a shout out to all of the amazing folks in Cincinnati that just showed me love. Shout out to the 513 Elite Track Club. Shout out to all of the amazing track clubs that came out and showed up, the Cleveland Runners. It was a beautiful weekend, and I was just happy to be a part of community and just so many folks, young folks, doing positive things. When we talk about changing the narrative, these young folks are definitely doing that. Now I'm here in Atlanta. Go check out what's going on down here in the A, see what's going on with the people. I'll be finding something to get into. That's what it's always about. But here to see some amazing folks walk across the stage and just be a part of some of the greatness that is going on in this country. I was just telling somebody today, I flew in with a Black pilot. It's the first time I flew with a Black pilot in 40 years, and people, it's funny because people, oh, you just never, you must not fly that, man. I'm like, I'm everywhere, but I just never, for whatever reason, I just never been on a flight with a Black pilot. So it was kind of cool. And hey, all I can say is I've been just experienced the experience, man, and just some of the historic values, understanding some of the historic things that's taking place in this country and how it's impacted Black folks is very, very tremendous. So, with that being said, Brother Mark, I want to say what's going on to you. I know Sister Ayo ain't here today. We're going to continue to uplift her. Again, community, there's so much going on, community being infected. and we got to uplift and support each other. It was a violent and deadly weekend over this Memorial Day weekend. So many tremendous and traumatic things happened. Want to give a huge shout out to the Half Moon Bay mayor whose son lost his life. Our condolences to him and his family. Again, so many things have happened over this weekend. Happy past Memorial Day to all of the Black GIs, service people, and families who lost their loved ones in combat and lost their lives. So we just want to uplift them. But Brother Mark, the voice, I was the voice in the press box. I had to take your title for a day, brother. I was the voice. But, happy to be here, King, and good to see you, brother.
Good to see you as well, Bishop. As always, man, it's never the same when you're not here on the platform. So glad to have you. And of course, Hidden Gems is still one of my favorites because even with so much going on, I mean, we still have to be sober about the condition of our community. But we do have an opportunity to shine the light on some people who are doing some impactful and positive things and are still working to be those shining lights, even in the midst of all the darkness and chaos we see. So, again, always glad to be here. Thankful for you and all the work that you continue to do, man. And I hope you enjoy yourself out there in the ATL and continue to let your light shine everywhere you go, brother.
Man, everywhere we go, we love on the people, man. Everybody running up, man. Everybody, I'm like, hey, what's that? Both sides of the conversation. Hey, what's that? Everybody catching. Everybody want to know what it is. I've been telling folks, man, tap in, check out what we're doing. We impact the community. So very tremendous stuff. Also, community, tonight, we're going to do our news and announcements at the end of tonight's show due to we have a press time issue for one of our hidden gems tonight. And his brother is powerful, doing a lot of amazing stuff in the community. So we want to make sure that we uplift him as he's going through his political career and making sure that Black folks, brown folks, all folks are impacted by the decisions that's being made. And it takes brothers like this to make change. So with that being said, without further ado, I want to bring up my brother. He's been here before. Y'all seen him. Brother Andre Stafford, welcome to both sides of the conversation again, King. I know you're getting close with this Assembly Seat 18. What's going on, brother?
Thank you, John. Thank you, Mark, for allowing me to be here today, man. Thank y'all for the introduction, and thank y'all for everything y'all doing with both sides of the conversation, man. Y'all really transforming the Bay Area. I've been seeing a lot of work. A lot of people been coming on your platform, and it's phenomenal. So thank you, guys.
Well, absolutely, brother Andre. Now we know you got a lot going on with MNC, Inspiring Success, brother. Can you talk to the community? Tell them what you've been doing, what's got going on, and how's things going with your political aspirations, man. I hear congratulations are in order. Tell the community what you got going on.
Thank you. So, again, my name is Andre Sanford. I'm a candidate for State Assembly District 18. I was the first third-party candidate to ever move forward in the general election in the state of California. I am in the Independent Party, and before we got here, I wasn't affiliated, even though I made a mistake and placed my name on the American Independent Party. But we recently had a revamp of the party and a realignment of what the party stands for, and I agree with it. We also have endorsed Robert F. Kennedy as our president nominee, and he got on the ballot for president, and I was one of the elected delegates to get him that nomination. So for me, I'm running for State Assembly District 18, so that's Alameda, Emeryville, and Oakland. I recently resigned from MMC, Inspiring Success, where I was the program manager for housing and homelessness prevention, so I can be able to focus full time on obtaining this win for the people. I really think that, for me to be able to gain a seat, which is so powerful, so many people that held this seat, such as Willie Brown in San Francisco when it was the 18 used to be in San Francisco. I think I have to really work and really knock on the doors and really have my face for the center all day, and I'm dedicated to doing so. One of the things as well, me and my wife have financed my campaign. I don't have any big donors, and I'm doing it grassroots. I'm one of the only candidates that's not controlled by any other organization, any other business, and I'm speaking right for the people, and I'm pushing for the people and what they want to see be passed in the house.
Man, that's so phenomenal, brother. I just was seeing Willie Brown at Cecil Williams' funeral, just having a brief highlight him. It's just amazing legacy. When we talk about passing the torch, that's what it's really all about, opening them doors. But as you said, you're coming into this powerful seat, and you grinding, man. You out there hitting the doors. I've seen you in the community. Tell me, what has that energy been? I know we talked about the things that you're pushing when it comes to education and definitely all the support that community needs with housing. But how has it been now that you kind of hit the ground running and you just, moving and you going and you're doing the things that you need to do? How's it feeling from the people out there? Are you feeling even more confidence while you're talking to the people? Are you getting more ideas from the people? Because I know that's one thing when you're out there asking questions, trying to find out what community need. But how has that, lifted you up, brother, in this race?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think in the primary that I walked the beat, but it was really cold. It was really cold outside. A lot of people was really not transactional, and they wasn't really speaking. It was really, really short. But they was relective, which case I got the win. But the energy has been great, really talking to the people, hearing their ideas. They speaking to me. They really proud that they seeing, a young man that's going out in the community, really fighting for what they want to see. And so I really I think is a great question. I've been talking to my wife about it. I think that it's a real disconnect with the people want. But you could break it down in subgroups, right? You could use it's a disconnect what the people want. It's a disconnect from what the leaders that's being elected want. It's a disconnect from the young people to the older people. It's disconnect from you could say by race. I think depending on what race you talk to and what economic status you talk to, it could be different. But I definitely believe, especially in the Black community, is really different from three sectors, which is the elective leaders, the young people, and the older people. And I think that try to mesh that all together so everyone can align is the trick, to get in the win. And I'm thinking I'm mastering that. I'm getting the hang of like what the people, what the voters want, because there's a difference between, the older people, the younger people, and looking at the numbers and seeing who actually is going to vote for you. And then also, which you want to actually be for all the people, no matter what, if they want to vote for you or not. But it's that really disconnect. For example, I think that for the younger people is really progressive. They really is, if you just want to say for public safety, they really don't really want to talk about public safety. I think that would be the last thing on a Black young person under the age of 30 or probably under the age of 40, the talking point you would start with. But if you start talking to an individual that's 40 plus in the community, that's the number one thing they want to talk to. Matter of fact, when you knock on the door, they're going to start saying, hey, public safety, because they're afraid they might not be able to come outside the house. But the younger people might say, hey, it's not that bad. There's other places that's worse than District 18 or Oakland or Emeryville. They might start highlighting a lot of positivity, and they might want to start off on the positivity. You might think, most younger people might want to start talking about housing first, or they might want to start talking about education. The second thing after with older people, well, not older people, individuals over 40, they might want to start talking about after public safety, economic development, right? Because they worried about their investment in their homes. They want to worry about their investment in their small businesses. They want to start talking about taxes and leaving a legacy for their family. So you have to have those talking points. But I think honestly, it's really just aligning everybody. I think because the leaders is getting mixed up as well, because a lot of leaders, they lead off of social media. And so if you look at the social media, a lot of the individuals over 40, they're not there. So they leaning towards the audience, but their true audience, don't even align. And honestly, what happens is, Black people tend to vote Democrat, and they don't even know, a lot of the policies that their individuals they voted for is pushing through. Case in point, we got AB 1955, which allowed for healthcare will allow for schools. Sorry, will allow for schools to restrict the consent from parents, and allow the individual student, if they're LGBTQ, to receive counseling support, community resource support, and physical support as far as like doctors, right? They pass it through the assembly, and then now they're going to be in the state senate, and if it get passed through the education committee and then so forth on the floor, then parents would not know if their kids are going to classes. Matter of fact, the teacher will have to lie to them, right? The teacher will have to lie to them, to a parent, if they say, "Hey, is my child LGBTQ?" Or if they going to a doctor receiving resources, they cannot tell them anything until the student give the consent, so they can be able to speak with them. And you don't know what they give them. They might be giving them prescriptions. You haven't vetted the doctor or the psychologist or not, but that's the type of things that's being passed on the floor right now by our very own constituents.
Wow. So would you say a big part of your strategy is educating the community and the voters about what's actually happening? Because you talk about this disconnect, and I think this is probably one of those things where there's been a lot of apathy historically, because a lot of times the community and people feel like my vote really doesn't matter. They're going to do what they want to do anyway. So are you kind of giving them an understanding of why their vote is important and what's actually happening and how they can participate? And as an independent candidate, it kind of positions you to be able to do it without being compromised. Because, again, you said the disconnect between the officials that are there, they've got an agenda that's already coming down the pipeline. So how are you strategically bridging that gap in your campaign?
Yeah, one of the things I'm doing is register people to vote. Every time I go out, if they're not registered to vote, I got them some registered voters so they can be able to fill it out, turn it in, and then also talking to a lot of individuals about voting. And it's alarming how many individuals that's over the age of 40 that saying, "Hey, I don't even want to vote this election." It's not even the young people that say they don't want to vote. It's the individuals over 40 say, "I don't want to vote." They looking at the presidency. They like, "Hey, there's nobody there for me to vote for." Biden and Trump, they both is delusional. They looking at, our budget. California is $75 billion in debt. We cutting so many services and programs. Oakland is $177 million in debt. We cutting programs. We just had, I think, over 60 art programs haven't received their funding. We don't know if they're going to stay afloat or not. Emeryville is $4 million in debt. I mean, even if you look across to our West Bay, to San Francisco, they $800 million in debt, right? And so we're seeing the deficit go. And a lot of individuals that say, "Hey, I don't want to vote." And so trying to encourage them to vote and say, "Hey, we've been here before. We've been here in these situations where America's been in debt, where America's been taxed out of the conversation, right?" And that's where you even got America from. The American Revolution was because they raised the taxes, I believe, 2 cents above, right? Right now, gas prices in July 1 is going up 2 cents, right? So now we're going to be paying 59 cent per gallon, right? And so individuals are feeling it at the pump. They feeling it in these programs we're not receiving. They feeling it with our fire, our police department, our EMS. We're feeling it, our education across the board. Schools are being closed. Teachers are being laid off. Well, we got a shortage of certified teachers, and they thinking about having a lawsuit because it's unconstitutional. Like, how are we not having certified teachers, and we laying teachers off in the state of California, and we can't even provide them with a salary, a decent salary to get a 1-bedroom apartment here in California. So, my plan is to say, hey, when I'm elected, I'm planning on making sure that we reduce taxes so we can get this money flowing back into the economy on all levels, small businesses, middle class, upper class, lower class, no matter what. We pay a 14.4%. Nobody want to go out to the movies. Nobody want to go shopping in small businesses. If we want to say crime, but look, it's no money. After you pay taxes on your bills, you stuck in the house. Let alone say, hey, I want to spend, the little dollar that I do have to go out in the community. And then, you might get robbed in Oakland. It's a little different in San Francisco or Emeryville. Emeryville and Oakland is the top 2 dangerous cities in America. I mean, not America, I'm sorry, it's the top 2 dangerous cities in California. And so with that, with the high taxes, with the high unemployment, California is the largest unemployment in the country. We have to be able to develop employment. We have to be able to develop some economic flow in our state, and I plan on doing it once elected.
Yeah, and I want to jump in there on this too, Andre. And I hear you. We always talk about the folks who come in here. We want to make the right change and do the things to make a difference. But when we look at politically what's going on, when you look at our country as a whole, because we're so far behind, because the mentality of our elder legislators, elder senators, who keeps promoting the system of classism, the system of, how we do business, they're not willing to change. And I don't think there's an investment to advance the communities when it comes to AI, automation, and robotics. Listening to you speak, and I'm always thinking about stuff, right? And I'm saying, what is it about Trump that's gravitating to people? No matter what, it's something. What is the Democratic Party missing? Because it's something about the party right now that nobody's gravitating to what they're selling, right? And I keep telling folks, I think this whole selling community on fear, if we don't vote now, it's the end. I just think this is hurting the party. So how do you, as a young, energized candidate, how do you change that narrative and advance the party in a sense where what's being sold to the community, what's being presented is something that the community want to buy? Because I'm just going to tell you, across the country, and I'm telling you, I'm in the Midwest, I'm in Atlanta right now. These folks ain't talking about no Joe Biden. I mean, you just had a whole Morehouse class, a 2024 young black male turn their backs on Biden. I mean, that's a powerful statement. You know what I'm saying? Black folks across this country is reverting themselves from the Democratic Party. You know what I mean? And as a candidate running to uplift that, like, how do you change? Like, how do you bring innovation to that? Because there's a big push. You look around in Chicago, in the Midwest, folks are like turning their back on the party saying, hey, we tired of it. Y'all selling us this stuff. And all we see is higher taxes, the cost of living going up, and we're being priced out of our communities.
Yeah, that's a great question. And that's why I'm running as an independent. I think me running as American Independent, you seeing Robert F. Kennedy running as American Independent, you seeing other candidates running as, you see Cornel West, I think he's in the Green Party. I think Jill, she's running. Then Libertarian, they just nominate their candidate as well for presidency. I think this is the time for the third party candidates to rise up. I think America needs to have other voices there. And that's the case of point why they are scared to even have Robert F. Kennedy be on the platform, right? The Republican Party and the Democrat Party been dominated for so long. And yeah, that spew of the lesser evils is old, because we heard that 3 times in a row. 3-4 times in a row. And now it's like, okay, especially as a black man, a black person in America, it's like, okay, but we are not receiving anything out of this transaction, right? We're not receiving any, economic development. We still at the bottom. We still the most, incarcerated. We the still most uneducated. It's like, why should we vote for you? A lot of individuals are saying I'd rather not vote because if I vote, it's not going to change anything. And if I, so me rather not vote, to me, it's like sending a message to the Democrat Party. It's like, hey, this is what happens when you don't listen to, your most loyal voters. Black women are Democrats' most loyal voters. If you don't listen, this will happen. But I think America cannot do that. We are at a time where we might be going into World War III. Right, we fighting in Ukraine. We are fighting in Israel. Believe it or not, people might not say we are fighting, but we are fighting in Israel, and we are fighting in other places in the world. And also, we might be, getting into a fight with China over Taiwan. And so, We don't have that luxury to be saying, hey, we don't need an efficient leader. We do. We need a strong leader. And I think that we need to start looking at third-party candidates to take the way. Just like me in this seat, I think me as a third-party candidate is sending a strong message to both the Democrat and the Republican Party. I came in last after the revealed the votes. And then afterwards, because of those mail-in votes that came in last, those people sat down and saw that I had common sense policies and that they want a leader that affect change. And I had that momentum, and I'm taking that momentum into the general election. And I think that, for sure that the community is really listening and they really seeing that, hey, it's a lot of policies that I do not align with. And I'm not going off that same rhetoric as, oh, the lesser of two evils. Oh, they're racist. Oh, they're, going to just tear down America. People, I lived in Alabama. I went to school at Jacksonville State, one of probably the most racist cities in America. Our school just was the first university to get rid of diversity, the inclusion class. Yep. They just got rid of it. We was the first school. We was like, out of all the schools, Alabama, Auburn, we want to take the lead on that, right? So I seen it, I experienced it. I lived in Alabama, I lived in Georgia, I lived in Atlanta, Stockbridge, the Midwest. I'm from the Midwest, and a lot of individual Black people is like, hey, we've been going through this for hundreds of years. We've been going through racism 100 years. Just because Joe Biden get in there, they're not going to stop calling me the N-word. They're not going to stop not arresting me. We are not going to stop, being the lowest in the race in education, economic development, or just job advancement, or creating opportunities for businesses. So if that being the case, let's try something new or not try nothing at all. And they feeling it right now. And I'm hoping that they put him on the debate stage, because if they do, I think it'll change the trajectory of what is going to come out in the presidential race.
Yeah, I think we've come to the point in this country where it's time for radical change. I think this election season is going to wake the people up. Whatever way it go, I think there's a hard awakening that needs to happen, especially in our Black community. We got to get more engaged. We got to get involved. It is terrible to read the numbers across the country to see how Black folks are voting. And it's a shame on our California voters who don't get involved, like you said, where we do have a lot of access. There are certain southern states where folks are just having real loopholes legally to vote. And we got folks here in California that won't even pick up the ballots during the election season. I mean, there's definitely a civic disconnect that needs to happen within our school system. I know you for supporting the teachers and making advancement in pay to change the narrative in our school educational system, but there's definitely a piece of civic duty that needs to be added back into it. There's an educational component that we have to do in our community as well. And I mean, I think having someone like you out there, seeing a different face, gives folks an opportunity to think outside of the box. I don't know. Maybe I have to throw my hat. Nah, I ain't gonna throw my hat in there, but I might have to throw my hat in there and say, hey, let the bishop make some decisions for y'all. Y'all can't get it right. But I think we got to take the money out of these elected arenas. I mean, I think it's just out of control, and it's hard to really get true connection from the community when you have so much money poured in from special interest groups and things of that nature. So it's a challenge. We're facing a lot here in California, so it's definitely important for you to get that seat. When you look at the insurance companies, what they're doing to double the prices on California. I mean, this is the stuff that I've been talking about. All of this stuff is happening over the last few years. I've been bringing this stuff to the attention of the community, saying, y'all, pay attention to what they're doing. Now it's happening. These insurance companies, they left, we leave in California. Now they coming back charging double. Guess who's the most impacted communities? Black communities. So when they start looking at crimes, accidents, all that, who's impacted the most? You look at what's going on across the Bay Area, now across the world, these sideshows. What do you think the insurance company is doing? These house fires. What do you think these insurers are doing to Black folks? I mean, it's tearing them up. When we have an increase of police presence, you got the Bay Area right now getting hit with all these speed and radar cameras and things. Who you think getting hit with those tickets? Black and brown people. most impacted by this justice system. So again, we got a lot of work. There's a lot of re-elections going on with our district attorneys, our mayors locally. A lot of stuff's happening. Folks got to get involved. Let their voices be heard. Do your research. Read. See what's going on. Don't get caught in the hype. And, to the people, I just say, we always not going to agree with politics and policies because, like you're saying right now, it's a shame how many people not invested and understand it. So when we get a candidate in office and you don't understand why they're making the decisions you making, you just hear it no, or they didn't do this, and everybody's just getting upset. That's why it's important to get educated to understand. Sometimes decisions is going to be made that's going to impact the community, good or bad, no matter who the person in the seat, right? But it's really about how do we strategically and intentionally move as a community, as a unit. And again, I keep telling folks, they not listening. They doing everything they can to keep a voice like yours off the streets, Andre, a voice like mine off the street, a voice like Mark, because anytime you could talk reason, you could speak understanding, you become a threat. That's why they do everything to come for me. They got to, because I'm keeping it real. I'm like, you can't just do my people like that. But we, as Black folks, brown folks in the community, how do we unite? How do we continue to create this Black ecosystem, this brown ecosystem to all my Latin brothers who are doing what they're doing? How do we create this? Because we're the ones impacted. I just put out a couple of weeks ago the wage income earners, Black folks at the bottom. Even the Latino community has excelled the Black community when it comes to income, jobs, and opportunity. And a lot of that is just because, them being exactly in a survival mode, we are just willing to do whatever by all means when it comes to work and employment in this country to get access to feed their family. And a lot of times folks who here stood up and say, hey, I'm not going to stoop that low for whatever the reasons are. But again, we at the bottom of the list. We in an election season. We got Andre knocking on doors, trying to make change, bring some of that community. Where are we at? We got a Black woman in San Francisco running for her life to make impact, to make a real change. Where we at, right? We got a DA running across. We got in Oakland, they trying to remove a DA. Like, it's just never enough. And sometimes we got to get out of this mentality that we are still being stronghold and held, by the systemic racism in this city, these cities, these counties, these states. And we got to figure a way to uplift our people, and we got to have some loyalty. I just keep telling my people, like, we are the most disloyal community to ourselves, and we got to change that this year, right? We don't have to always agree with our elected officials. We don't always have to agree with some of the folks in the community, but when it's time to be on code, like Mark said, we got to be on code, Black folks. We got to get it together, because right now we are in times. You heard Andre, $100 billion deficit almost in the state of California. We got almost $1 billion deficit in San Francisco. Who do you think those impacts hurt? Because I'm going to tell you right now, when you look at all of the cuts, Black folks are being cut left and right, brown folks, Latin folks. But when you look at the other cultures, white, Asian, Jewish, they're thriving. They're still getting funding and support. We the ones that's being cut out. So again, we can't just kick and scream. We can't just be the reactive community anymore. We got to get behind our elected folks. We got to get around our folks that's trying to make the change, and we got to uplift them. And I keep saying positivity right now when it comes to our community, it's just not selling, Andre. So I appreciate you out there kicking the doors. But when you try to do the right thing, man, it is a tremendous push to move us forward. We will celebrate the negativity. We will uplift all the wretchedness, but this is a very important season. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're doing this work for the community. Keep educating. Keep doing what you doing to impact our community. Our platform is always open for all of our leaders, Black and brown community. We here. Come talk to the people. I know we got the DA that's looking to be coming on for some new information that's coming out as well. Things are happening, but we got to get behind and support each other and uplift each other. And I know you got a family emergency. You got to get out here soon. But any last words that you want to give to the community that's coming up? I know it's an exciting time for you. It's getting close. I know your nerves is up. How can we make sure as community we follow the things that you're implementing and making sure that we keeping up to what's going on?
Thank you, John. Thank you. I want to say to everything you just said, is 100% right. And as Black people, we are facing some of the will want to be one of the hardest decisions we're going to make in our life is November the 5th. And I'm not coming off and saying trying to scare anybody, but I know the reality. You know, we have to make some strong decisions and regarding who we're going to have in office, from the presidency all the way down to the supervisor or city council members. It's really important that you look at the ballot, you read the ballot. Don't just look at the ballot and mark Democrat, Democrat, Democrat. Don't just look at it and say, hey, it's two Democrats, I'm going to just choose whatever name. Look, review their website, review things they're saying, see what policies they're implementing, and see if you're going to actually align with that individual. One of the things I always want to say is too is that you got Mayor Breed. She's fighting for your lives out there in San Francisco. She's been doing a great job, and I definitely want to say that one of the things that I'm alarmed with if she leaves is that the Dream Keeper initiative is going to be eradicated because of that. And I don't know if the next individual would keep that forward, especially with an $800 million deficit. I applaud her for keeping that alive, even after, having an $800 million deficit, almost $1 billion deficit. So I think the Black community really need to come together and support her because she is creating businesses, which is essentially to go into your narrative of unemployment. The reason why so many people start past us because they're creating businesses and they are hiring their own people. Black people are not creating businesses. We don't hire our own people. So we definitely need to support Mayor Breed. We definitely need to support the Black community. But just look into what they're doing as well. I think, all folks and kin folks and some people is not who they say they are. And so you need to really review. Being on this Cape trail, I'm gonna be honest, I've seen some crazy stuff, and some stuff I saw, and I'm like, man, I can't believe you got the same skin color as me, and it just as a human being, not even just skin color. It's just like wow. But I think that is the telling is on the wall. You can go look at somebody's page and see exactly what they're doing. You can see their policies. And is really right there. You can't hide what you voted for, what you did vote for if you're an elected official. It's right there for the public to see. Lastly, I want to say I just want to let everybody know I can't run this election on my own. I'm going to need some help. I'm running a grassroots election, and I'm going to need some funding. So if you could donate $1, $5, $10, $20, $50, $100, whatever you can. If you can't donate, just send a prayer because me going out here in these streets is dangerous. I was going out knocking on doors, and my wife was like, "Hey, they just robbed somebody at gunpoint." And I still went down and I said, "If it's my time, it's my time." But I got to fight for the people, And so. Just send me a prayer if you can't support financially. If you could do a backyard, if you could host a backyard event or a meetup where I could meet some of your friends and talk to them about the campaign, please look at my website at www.andresanford, SANDFORD4assembly.com. That's www.andre, Sanford, SANDFORD4assembly.com. I really appreciate it. The more people I talk to, the more votes is me being able to go to the assembly and really affect change. And I just want to give a quick spiel about how important the assembly is to the state of California. So we always talk about, the city mayor, the supervisor, the city council members, but the city council and the mayor can only create change in an alignment of what the state. They cannot go out of that, just like the state cannot go out of line with the federal government, with their policies they set forth. And so when you're seeing these cuts, that's because of the mishaps of the state, the governor, the assembly members not watching the funding, not foreseeing the budgets, right? So when the non-for-profits, they're losing funding, where a lot of these social services, they're losing funding, where a lot of city workers are getting laid off, teachers getting laid off. That has to do with the state assembly. The state assembly is one of the most important roles in any state. I'm gonna let that be known. It's not just a for play role. This is a very important role for the state of California, for your city, you know. And I think a lot of people in our district don't know that, or just across the bay don't know how important that is. A lot of people don't even know who is the state assembly. They only know Mayor Breed and Tile, you know, and so they need to really get familiar with your state assembly, because they're making policies that harming your life, or really making positivity in your life. It's a very important role. They put the policy, they create policies, they put policies on the floor, the committees, and they vote. And if it get elected, the governor signs them. And so that's how very important that role is. I want to make sure you know that. And me leaving, I just want to say I want to thank God. I want to say for allowing me to be here to advocate for the people. I want to thank John and Mark for allowing me to come speak. I want to thank my mother, my wife. My wife, her dad passed away this morning. He had a heart attack 2 weeks ago, and he passed today. And my wife, she's pregnant right now with our son. We having a boy, and she's really been holding up. And I definitely got to be with her at this time. So y'all keep us in your prayers for all things. God is going to strengthen us, and He's going to make sure we're okay.
Man, definitely, man. Our prayers up for you, man. A tremendous wife. You know, they say you only as great as the woman standing on the side of you. And to go through this challenging time and still stand there and wait for you to do your interview, it goes to show what that family is about, the commitment to the community. Again, I tell people that lost that grief when we going through stuff. I've been there, still pulling out shows, still running around. So I take my hats off to you, King. I know there's a close race. I know Cedric Akbar is running and doing his thing. But again, brother, we here. We'll keep uplifting the people. You're more than welcome to keep the community updated and abreast to the things as we get close to November. Again, the assembly, y'all heard, is very important. We got to get out there, understand what's going on in this work. And I know you're going to keep doing it. Hey, brother, get to your family. And God bless the unborn that's coming, man. You got another one coming. And we just want to salute you, man, to make sure that the future is bright for them. So we thank you. We appreciate you. And we'll be tapping in, brother.
Thank you. I'll be tapping in with you too. Thank you. Have a great one.
All right, man. Good seeing you, King.
All right, King. Safe travels.
All right, there y'all have it. My guy Raymond. I don't know if he's back there. His camera's off. Let's see if we get Raymond up here in a second. I just want to say this, Mark. You know, it's so important. You know, this election in California. You know, with all of the assembly races, all of the stuff going on, is very important, and we got to get more people, not just here in California, but across this country, organizing, mobilizing, you know, because it's going to be a shift, and it's going to push people one way or the other community. Your back will be up against the wall. You will have to get out and do something, because something that's going to happen this November that's going to impact you one way or the other. And that's just the way it is. But, you know, hey, we're going to keep doing our thing. We'll keep uplifting and supporting. For folks that just tuning in a little late, we'll do our news and announcement after. We had to get Brother Andre on, and then we'll go ahead and bring up Raymond. We'll get to the news and updates at the end of the show today. I'm happy. I'm out of town right now. Okay, I'm not in the studio, so I look a little black. I think I got a little sun. I'm out here in the hot. Hey, it's hot day, but you know, I'm still here with the people. Everywhere you go, it's both sides of the conversation, man. With that being said, Brother Mark, I see a smiling face. This brother here does so much to impact community. He's always doing his entrepreneur thing. The kids are looking up to him. He's bringing the young ladies home safely. He's fighting for the community. Where the good brothers at? Brother Whitley, welcome to both sides of the conversation. You can talk to the people, brother. What you up to? Oh, you got to unmute yourself. I can't hear you. You got to hit the unmute button. You on mute. Oh, we can't hear you. I think we lost him, huh? You got to get connected.
Okay. It happens, community. Every now and then we have some technical difficulties, but
do you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you
All
hear
right.
me?
Yeah, man, we can hear you now. I'm glad you got a little bit. Hey, I thought I was the only one getting struck by the Wi-Fi bug. I guess not
Nah,
me.
man. You know how to tell you. Hey, I ain't too technical. I gotta get technical now, man.
Nah, that's what's up, brother. I know you here talking about the new business that you launching, but I also know you're a key player of what's going on in the community. A lot of stuff
Man,
for our young people. Man, go ahead and talk to the community about your business, what you're doing, and let the people know who you are, what you got going on, King.
man, I just want to say thank you, though. I appreciate it. You know, even me being invited to this platform, man. I'm a big fan of what you got going on. You know, like I said, people don't know you one of my mentors. You know what I'm saying? That I look up to. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to definitely share that. My name is Raymond. I don't like to give myself a title. I just show up for community any way I can, any capacity. You know what I'm saying? So that's just pretty much what I've been doing. Been doing it for a couple of years now. I was hearing what you was talking about when you first came on about just the employment thing, you know what I'm saying, and how serious that really is, you know, for our young folks that ain't really getting no opportunity, you know, that those stigmas and those biases come in when it come to our young folks and getting those opportunities. And I think just this entrepreneur route that I'm on this road and this venture that I'm on, I just want to be able to show kids, you know, sometimes when you ain't really get that opportunity, you got to make them for yourself at times. You know what I'm saying? So that's really one of the main reasons why I jumped into just really just, what, let me just do my own entrepreneurial thing and let me inspire some of my young folks. I actually got some of my young folks working with me on this journey too. So, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely had to give a shout out to them as well too. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate it.
Man, definitely. So this business adventure you on, you got all this amazing. You got the jumpers, you got 360 booth, you got all this stuff you doing, man. Talk about it. Tell them what it's looking like.
Man,
What's the availability? What's going on?
hey, that ain't the only thing, man. You know, I definitely want to say I do got something in the works. Me and a couple other folks, man, we working on actually purchasing some land to build our first black-owned campsite. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of stuff that we is working on. You know what I'm saying? I think, like I said, the inflatable to bounce house it was really an opportunity to give my young folks that opportunity to have some work. Sometimes I know last year, you know, like I said, I work with a lot of the kids throughout the district, and I know if kids don't make those deadlines with those summer jobs, some of them get left out. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to try to figure out a way where I could just be like, okay, for those young folks that may not get that opportunity to work for the summer and whatnot, I got something for y'all to do. So yeah, like you said, I did start a bounce house inflatable company. Man, it's been the work. I was just telling somebody today. I said we picked up so much business and really ain't get the business all the way together with it yet. But I want to shout out to community because the minute I put it out there, everybody's been calling, everybody been reaching out, and I think that's what I love about community when they do see a individual that look like us that's trying to start something. The support was there instantly. I ain't been having inflatables in 3 weeks and I'm booked for like 4-5 events already. I'm trying to break the logistics down to who working. It's some stuff I ain't got yet but you know, God gonna make it happen. I'm gonna get it going. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna show up. But yeah, I got a lot of inflatables. I got a 360 camera booth. We got a game truck coming. It's a bunch of things that we are working on. And like I said, just for me, man, I just want to inspire my community and let folks know when them opportunities ain't there, man, we got to create it for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Man, that's what it's all about. I know about that. Something about that. Trying to build an airplane and fly at the same time. It's a hard task, and trying to get people to support you. People show up for everything new, but I always tell people it's like funerals, right? Everybody show up when somebody's dead, but what happened to the mothers who suffered after the funeral? Where do people go? And we got to change that in our culture. I see it so much. Businesses open up. We just have Mary Bells and all these other folks open up their business. Black folks everywhere. We got to do business. And then 4 weeks down the line, where we at? We ain't showing up to support. So we got to be consistent.
Yeah. And to say that, just to throw it out there, I am working with some marketing companies. You know what I'm saying? That I am bringing in community. I got a couple of folks that been in the game doing marketing for about 20 plus years that I do want to kind of jump in and help our folks that look like.
You broke up on us. I think we
lost your sound there, brother.
I think your mic is off, Ray. You must have connected to your car or something. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Can't hear you, brother. I don't know if your Bluetooth picked up. Something happened. Your Bluetooth picked up. He gotta try to get it there. But as we try to get Ray back connected, go ahead. Can we hear you now? While you trying to get connected, I know it's so hard to run these podcasts off the phone and stuff. So I know he's mobile right now. But again, community, we we'll give him a minute to try to log back in, but we got to try to do a better job of how we support each other and show up for each other, not only in this political season, but as businesses, as for families, man. I mean, there's so many loss happening in our community. And one of the biggest things, I'm getting folks calling me all the time, like, man, John, during the funeral, during the time I'm grieving, there was people everywhere. And now I can't find nobody. So I just think we just have to do a better, job as community. When we show up, make sure that we're showing up, not only in the midst of a crisis or a midst of a grand opening or a midst of a new beginning, but we need to be there throughout the process. And I think that's very important as we continue to uplift our Black and brown businesses, especially right now with this economic crisis that is going to impact small businesses, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, all of it. Everybody's going to be impacted. I mean, we are going to be impacted here at both sides of the conversation. Everybody's taking it. Our sponsors, folks are getting hit across the board. And the faster we can get our country back moving and, adjusting to the change what's happening. We talk about the narrative shift that's changing. There's an economic threshold that is changing right now that we have to get a little bit more advanced with, a little bit more involved with and paying attention to when we're looking at this AI, when we're looking at automation and robotics. We got to get our folks in these fields, not only just in nursing, but this is changing the dynamic and the landscape of how we are moving in the future. I mean, I was watching some stuff the other day and they talking about how AI is going to be impacting our classrooms, how to use AI to teach certain things. And it's going to impact bottom line teachers. When we look at some of the industries that heavily use AI, and I know there's still a portion of, having a person there. But again, when you look at the amount of cuts and job reduction that it has, it's going to impact all of the folks tremendously. So, I mean, I'm hearing it even in the paralegals. I'm hearing it in the law firms. I'm hearing it from executive assistants. Folks are losing their jobs because AI is doing a lot of this work and it's taking folks' opportunities. So very scary stuff. At least I am seeing here in California some changes. At least some of these large entities are pushing back. I know Safeway and a couple of the Walmarts are now removing those self-checkout stands and making folks go back to using registered folks and things of that nature. They're trying to put some bills in the plate to slow down that because they finding out it's just more and more jobs that'll be lost, more and more folks missing out on opportunities. So again, we got a lot of work to do. Go ahead, brother.
I want to add, because again, I sit back, I do a lot of studying, Bishop. And for our community in particular, I love the entrepreneurial spirit that we have, but I think one of the challenges we need to really look at embracing, like you mentioned, AI, is looking at more sustainable business models, because a lot of our business models, we tend to only try to cater to our community, or it's only something that's what they would consider to be a service-based business that's leaning towards quick, cash-based or entertainment type businesses, and it's hard to have sustainable job creation like that. So we need to look at more manufacturing, more critical infrastructure type businesses, and honestly, like, we need to really learn the lesson that we see other communities do, because again, we don't have the ability with our own Black businesses to circulate our dollars amongst ourselves enough to really build our community. So I would just love to see us really start to embrace that entrepreneurial spirit in a much more sustainable way. And again, nobody's coming to save us. And even going back to talking about the political climate of what we're looking at, the system was never designed here for us. And I don't care if you Democrat, Republican, left wing, right wing, it's still the same bird, and it's still pardon my French, but it's still crapping on the Black community. So until we all get on code and understand that we have to organize ourselves because they're organized against us, we're going to have to be more organized and disciplined when it comes to saving ourselves. And again, that's why I want to really commend Brother Andre for being an independent candidate, because so many people look at the options. And again, our community, we've been so loyal to the Democratic Party that it's hard for us to see how they've neglected and not rewarded our loyalty. And it's not just Joe Biden. This has been going on. And so we really have to look at ourselves and what we can do for self without having to ask them for anything, because everything they give us gonna come with more strings and hoops to jump through. And at the end of the day, they still not gonna give us what we're entitled to by right. So we're going to have to create it for self.
Man, I think that's very important. I mean, that's just what it is, Mark. I mean, we're hitting this plateau and it's coming fast. But we have to get involved and do something. I mean, change is going to happen. Nobody's coming to save us. But again, how do we introduce our community to these other industries that make phenomenal money that's sustainable, right? When we talk about steel, metal, those type of manufacturing opportunities, we're not starting those businesses, right? You look in the Black community, everybody trying to start up a boutique, a lounge, stuff that's, we got to change the model of what these businesses look like. And then how do we create that sustainability, and how do we create that Black ecosystem? Because again, a lot of these businesses, they don't make it past 5 years. I know 15 people that started boutique clothing stores closed. 15, 20 restaurants closed, right? Because the cost, and this is what I'm saying, the cost, especially here in California, to pay the employees now at $20 an hour minimum wage rate, to stay with all of the health inspections and permits and the things you have to do, it's a challenge, man. And that's the reality. But again, how do we uplift those people to a point where we say, hey, how do we come together and make this big unit? Because trying to do it by myself, it ain't working.
No, and that's been part of the issue for some reason. Again, I've heard this example. Like I say, you look at just home ownership. You'll have another community. They'll have 15, 20 people all in one house. Then you look up, in a year or two, they done bought the house next door. Then you look up another 2 years, they got the whole side of the street, because they don't have the ego or the separation where everybody got to have their own. They trying to put their kids out on the street when they turn 18. They understand community and how to build together. And for some reason, we just don't seem to understand how important that, like, we need each other. We still arguing over male female stuff. Like, they got Black men and Black women, we fighting against each other while everybody else whooping our ass. We don't even understand how much we need each other. We got to stop mean mugging each other as brothers and stop showing off. Like we can't even get our celebrities and entertainers to do anything of significance when it comes to investing into our own community, because they scared the people that give them the money gonna take it away. So what they do, they promote their brands. We got Black folks that'll kill you to wear a brand that's made in France or Europe somewhere just to shine on each other, not realizing, what if we had our own Black-owned clothing line, like that we made from scratch, our own socks? What if we had a Black-owned sock manufacturing company and just half us just decided we only gonna buy the socks that's made by Black folks, the underwear? Like it ain't gotta be fancy, but just have something that we own and create that we are loyal to, and we could start an economy with the basics.
We don't have no grace for each other, Mark. You know what it is. There's no grace. Hey, you make the socks, Mark. Oh, I had a little hole in it. This is the worst product. You know how it goes. Terrible.
Yeah. We got to treat each other better. We got to love each other in a way that's tangible, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of heart building, as they say. Just looking at, this traveling that I'm doing, and I'm just looking at our people. Again, we are hurting in America. We need a financial impact to impact our community, reparations. There's a lot of talks that need to happen, but we are in a downward spiral when you look at the availability of access and services for the people, we heard, man, when you look at the numbers of homelessness, you look at the homelessness across this, it's bad. It's terrible out there, and unfortunately, due to these dramatic economic times, we know survival crimes is what's going to take place at a high number. And you see it all across the country right now. Folks are taking desperate measures to survive. So unfortunate stuff. I don't know. I guess we lost Raymond. Raymond, I hope your blow-ups don't disappear like that. I got to get my guy back on here. But Ray's a good brother. Extreme Jumps. Your next event for young people or birthday parties, reach out to him. We'll get his information up on the screen. I don't even know if he left his information. We got to get it up. But we'll make sure that we tag it to the folks so that you get it. But Extreme Jumps, he's doing all of the jumpy, bouncy houses and all of that stuff for your next event. Make sure you reach out to him. We'll tag everybody after the show to make sure that we get everyone connected with his information. With that being said, we did start off a little different than normal. Usually we get to our news and announcements early and then our guests. But tonight, because of the situation with Brother Andre, we want to make sure that he get back to his family and deal with this traumatic situation that he's dealing with. So, Brother Mark, I'm not even gonna do the news. It's enough bad news. Only news we gonna talk about is we got Juneteenth coming. Okay, community, get ready. Juneteenth all across this country. I don't know. Maybe you work for a company that don't celebrate Juneteenth. I don't know. Find a way to take the day off. There's Juneteenth events happening all across this country. We're going to have another phenomenal Juneteenth kickoff here in San Francisco, June 8th. The city parade. The next week, we're going to have the mayor's kickoff, as well as the Black History and Juneteenth celebrations in the Fillmore and the Bayview for the Father's Day. And again, community, this is our time, the liberation. Let's really find out how we liberating each other, how we freeing each other from some of the past, how we releasing some of the trauma, how we building the back economics that we need so that we can be successful. This is what Juneteenth is really about. It's not about all of the music, the dancers, the performers, and all the glitz and glitter. It's about educating ourselves, bringing our community together, teaching and acclimating our young people so they understand the importance of education and reading and understanding the importance of getting involved. It is a lot of importance with Juneteenth. Unfortunately, I'm seeing it faster than ever. The Juneteenth is starting to be more commercialized. Okay, this is a few years into it, and folks it's the whole commercialization. Now we're selling everything Juneteenth flag. Everybody want to throw a party, and I'm great, celebrate, live life, but we got to start educating our community. It is terrible when you go across this country and you talk to young people who really don't even understand the meaning of Juneteenth, don't even understand some of the historic values. It's tragic. But again, y'all know I'm not a historian. I don't harp too hard on a history. But I mean, there is a place that we're supposed to take these times, these moments, because we know our educational systems has failed our communities when it comes to the historic rights and information that is patent and all about our community. So it is supposed to be the elders who pass the information to the young generation. Again, elders, it is for you to pass the information to the young generation. Y'all should be out there working to make sure that the legacy, the information is being passed down properly to the young people. And our young people need to be educated, understanding. Yes, our young people, not just the 15, 16, 17-year-old, the 40 years old. You heard Andre, the 40 years old, the 35 and 40 years old, understanding what Juneteenth is really about. I get it. Everybody wants to have entertainment, singers and dancers and all of the great things. But we need to really create some circles of information, some circles of knowledge, some circles of bringing community together to have some conversation. This Father Day that is coming up, we need more of our fathers to sit down and have conversations with their sons. We need more fathers in the community to reconnect with their daughters. We need more fathers to sit in circles and talk about fatherhood and the importance of being role models and being there for our young people. Yes, this Father's Day season is not about just buying stuff from Home Depot. It's not just about a box of cologne. It is not about just hanging out and eat. It is about bringing our community together, having a difficult conversation with our young people in our families, and the importance of having our male figures in our family. This Father's Day, I hope all of the brothers take an opportunity to have conversations with their kids, have a conversation with the community. It's not about just dancing and singing. Let's this Juneteenth season, this week, as it approaches. Let's do more to make sure that we are building our community, uniting our community, having conversations, not only in our homes, but with our young people across the country. Elders, sit down, have a second to reach out to the young people and give them wisdom. Don't shun on them. Don't look down on them. Give them the information that they need. Gatekeepers, open up the gates. It's Juneteenth. I need some people to get free. Unlock the gates for my people. It's too many gatekeepers. Yeah, the same old gate guards holding down the gates, keeping our folks stuck. Every time we think we're moving forward, I think we sometimes taking a step back. Gatekeepers, elders, we got work to do. It's Juneteenth. Freedom is here. Unleash the people. The freedom chain is moving through. I don't know, community. We got to get this together. This Juneteenth. I want to see a change. I want to see a narrative shift. I want to see some educational, and I want to see some healing in our community. I don't want to see just dancing and singing. I want to see some healing. Some folks coming together, making an impact, changing the dynamics of our community. With that being said, Brother Mark, that was the news. We're going to give good news. No bad news today. Go ahead and get to the events and let folks know what's going on, brother.
I sure will. And I'll just add on, if you're going to do a Juneteenth party community, do it with a purpose and make it simple. Don't leave your gathering out having at least one conversation about one thing y'all going to improve and do better. So the next time y'all get together, y'all can celebrate the accomplishment from the previous party. So let all our parties be with a purpose. Sit down with some pen and paper, write 3 things down that your family, your group, your community want to do to improve the quality of life. And then y'all work together on putting the resources together to do that. So every get together, every party that we have should be with a purpose. So with that being said, let's talk about what we got going on in the community events. Our first event here, of course, we got the Dreamkeeper Initiatives Community Office Hours on May 30th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's going to be located at 25 Van Nuys Avenue, Suite 8 there in San Francisco. Come out and get answers to your Dreamkeeper Initiative questions without an appointment. And also, they're going to have another Dreamkeeper Initiative community office hours on the same day, but a couple of hours later from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at 1050 McAllister there in San Francisco. And also, they're going to have another Dreamkeeper Initiative community office hours in the Bayview on the 31st of May from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at 1550 Evans Avenue in San Francisco. Now, we also have a list of Juneteenth pageants. So our first one, come out and celebrate creativity on May 31st. You can visit the link below to get more details. Also, there's Juneteenth on the waterfront. Enjoy a day of Black-made products, art, and food on June the 1st from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Also, see the link for more details. And then we have the Family Day Festival. Come out and gather for a fun-filled day on June 2nd from 11:25 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get more details at the link below. And for our California artists, you can apply for the 2024 State Art Grants. Opportunities are open until June 6th. To get more details, see the link below. And join the Black Bike Project, where they're empowering youth with skills and rides. It's for ages 11 to 14. It's ending on June 6th. It's from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. at 601 Cesar Chavez in San Francisco. The kids do get to keep the bike afterwards. So for more information, see the link below. And register for San Francisco's Juneteenth Parade, where you can join the vibrant parade on June 8th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. down Market Street. For more details on how to register, see the link below. And also, you can attend Mayor London Breed's 3rd annual San Francisco Juneteenth kickoff celebration on June the 14th, 2024 at 12 p.m. at the San Francisco City Hall North Light Court. Don't miss this celebration of freedom and community. And also San Francisco's Black Wall Street Gala, where you can experience an evening of elegance on June 14th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Visit the link below to get more details. And also there's another Juneteenth festival at the Fillmore, or you get to dive into cultural festivities on June 15th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. See the link below to get more details. And San Francisco's Bayview Juneteenth and Father's Day Festival at Gilman Park will be on June the 16th from 12 to 6 p.m. There's going to be music, food, rides, and more. To get information or to RSVP, see the details below. And join B Magic's Back to School celebration and backpack giveaway on August the 3rd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 1050 McAllister Street in San Francisco. For more details, see the link below. And join Mo Magic's second Back to School celebration and backpack giveaway on August the 10th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 155 Jennings Street there in San Francisco. See the link below to get more details on that event. And the Brown Bombers are celebrating their 25th year. So come out and register for youth football and cheerleading. This starts at a $150 fee, which includes all the gear. Details are at the link below. And also there's the 2024 Summer Opportunities, programs and camps for kids, kindergarten through 8th grade. There's over 160 options for learning, engagement, safety, and health. Get ready for the fall back to school. Click on the link below for more details. And the Dreamkeeper Initiative's Kids Summer Camp at Prince Hall Computer Learning Center for grades kindergarten through 8th. The admission is free, and it's from June 10th to August the 2nd. For more information, see the phone number below. And the SOA City is Mine Tech and Sports Camp be from April the 2nd through November the 26th. It's being held at various times and locations covering ages from 7 to 16. To get more details, see the link below. And Kids in the City presents Hair 101 Workshop, Saturdays from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Chase Center. It's for youth ages 7 to 17, where you can come out and learn about unique hair. The supplies are provided. Registration information is below. And join the SECC at Hungry Cafe from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the co-working eatery and social space at the Southeast Community Center. The University of San Francisco's new Community Counseling and Wellness Center is providing 12 weeks of free therapy for San Francisco residents over 18 that are facing barriers to care. To get more details, send an email to the link below. And the Dreamkeeper Initiative Senior Home Repair Program offers up to $50,000 forgivable loan to low to moderate income seniors and or disabled homeowners that are in distressed San Francisco neighborhoods. To get more information, see the link below. And the San Francisco Human Rights Commission holds regular bi-monthly meetings on the second and fourth Thursday of each month at 5 p.m. in San Francisco City Hall Room 416. You can attend in person or via Zoom. And Fathers to Founders Child Support Clinics are every Tuesday and Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 232 6th Street in San Francisco. You can come get guidance on child support debt, license holds, custody, and visitation rights. To make an appointment, you can call the phone number below on the screen. And Dreamkeeper Initiative's Down Payment Assistance Loan Program is offering up to $500,000 for down payment assistance and up to $30,000 for closing costs. You can get connected with housing counselors, lenders, and realtors. For more details, see the link below. And the Walters Wellness Group hosts Sip Paint Center every first, third, and fifth Friday. You can unwind, set the tone for your weekend, and get fueled by tea, creativity, and grounding. Hosted by Dr. Kathia Walters and the team. For more details, see the link below. And join Fathers to Founders for Fatherhood Reimagined Therapy Group every Tuesday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Food is provided. To get more info or to RSVP, see the phone number below. And APRI is hosting youth workshops where there will be job referrals, resume building, skill building, internships, networking, and community service hours available. For more details, see the number below. And Fillmore's Friday Night Market is every Friday from 4 to 9 p.m. on O'Farrell Street between Fillmore and Steiner. Come out for live music, food, vendors, dominoes, prizes, and fun. Vendor booths are still available. To get more information, see the link below. And the vaccination site is still offering the COVID-19 boosters and monkeypox antiviral pill treatments. So get more information to see times and locations on the screen below. And visit the community living room for free breakfast and grab and go lunch Monday through Friday at City of Hope Cafe. For more details, see the links below. And visit the San Francisco Office of Financial Empowerment for free, confidential, one-on-one smart money coaching, where you can get financial guidance in English or in Spanish, and it's available to anyone who lives or works in San Francisco. For more details, see the link or the phone number below. And be a mentor in SFUSD's Mentoring for Success. Sign up to volunteer as an individual or group mentor district-wide. Make an impact. See the link below to sign up. And join our show to promote your business, nonprofit, or community impact on Hidden Gems, or you can share your expertise on one of our Educational Thursdays or be a panelist for one of our Sunday conversations. And you can also keep up with both sides of the conversation's latest shows and community outreach events. Follow us on all social media platforms, and you can also subscribe to our newsletter at bsotc.org. And both sides of the conversation welcomes volunteers to join our mission to uplift and support the community. Make a positive impact. Become a volunteer today. Email us at hr@bsotc.org. And also, both sides of the conversation invites your support for our podcast and community engagement. Your generous contributions will greatly aid us in enhancing our programming. And we would also like to take this time to acknowledge the Dream Keepers Initiative and its support of both sides of the conversations program and San Francisco's diverse Black communities. To learn more about the Dream Keeper Initiative, see the link below. And don't forget to tune in for Educational Thursday on May 30th for living benefits, wills, trust, and estate planning. And also coming up on June 2nd for our Sunday conversation, we'll be having a discussion about Men's Health Month. And that will do it for the announcements.
Man, thank you. I know it's late. We usually do the announcements at the beginning of the show, but because it's tonight's situation, we had to change it up. Mark, it's your birthday, June 2nd. I don't know if the voice is going to be here. I'm on the road. I might be by myself trying to hold it down. All right, but we're going to have this conversation about men's health. Men's health is very important. I just want to uplift that. And, this time that I've been out of state, I've been really just taking some time and understanding how important it is to disconnect. And I'm gonna just tell you, man, rest is so important. I've been trying my best to just rest, and I didn't realize how tired I was. I've been going a lot. People always tell me, John, you're going too much. You got to slow down. You don't really realize, how much you're going, how much your body is impacted. But man, let me tell you, I've been getting some good night's sleep. I'm still messed up by the time change. These 3 hours are still beating me up. But again, mental health, men's mental health is so important. And I'm encouraging all the men this month as we tackle some of the issues when we talk about prostate cancer, colon cancer, some of the things that are impacting Black men in our community. We got to talk about the sickle cell. We got to talk about a number of things. Blood pressure, diabetes is really impacting our communities. We have to really have a conversation and figure out a way to get more men involved in active workouts and eating things of that nature. And I just want to give a huge shout out to my guy Sean from Hip Hop TV. You know, they had the men's hike last weekend. I wasn't able to attend, but it's little things like that that are continuing to bring Black Men United to focus on our health. To all ladies that's out there in relationships, do your part. You know, while you prepare the meals, make sure that we are feeding the brothers healthy food. We need it. Don't just be feeding us all of this slave food, as we call it, you know, packing on the salt and, and all of the other stuff. Get some healthy meals out. But this month is real important. I'm taking it very serious myself, and just really, you know, thinking about how important it is to health, how important it is to rest, you know, and how important it is to just remove yourself from the city. I mean, being out here in the country now, I'm out here in hot Atlanta. It is hot out here in Atlanta. And I'm just like, I want to, you know, just take that time to just absorb the quiet wooded nights and not hearing all of the trains and the airplanes and the cars on the highway. Take some time to just, you know, focus and center in on you know, mental health. I know Coach Paz, we talked about just pausing a couple of weeks ago, just taking a pause, just take a deep breath and just pause for a minute. You know, it was so nice, Mark, to be in wooded areas and not having all the cell phone service. I was like, man, I come back to 1,000 emails and calls, but it was just great to have some pause, you know, just no phones ringing, no answering, no phones and emails, and just really taking in life, the air. You know, the greenery in the Midwest and the South here is so beautiful to see all of the trees still up there. You know, in the city, we don't get a lot of trees.
Right.
So.
I tell you, I lived in Atlanta for a couple of years, and it has some of the most beautiful terrain around Georgia. And if you get a chance, man, spend a little time in nature, grounding yourself, brother. It'll do you some good. Like I say, you'll be around some amazing people, always some good food, but I'm glad you're finally getting a chance to get a little rest and take care of yourself, brother, because it's truly important.
Man, definitely. I've been beating myself up for the community, and I'm going to continue to do my work. But, you know, before we go tonight, just want to let community know some updates. We are going to be having some programming changes in July. As you all know, for the last 4 years, we've been having 3 shows a week every week. I mean, we've had some cancellations, but, I mean, we've been grinding out for the people. Again, we put surveys out to the community. You know, part of it is just readjusting to the different financial times. We just readjusting for our program and listening to our community. And again, these cuts that we're talking about economically, they affect us too. We're not exempt. So we get hit, Fardo. So all the folks that's out there donating, supporting, anything you could do, not only to help the candidates, help organizations like ours that always give back and uplift and support people. We will still continue to do our part no matter what, to uplift and support Black and brown businesses, our youth, our seniors. But again, we will have some programming changes coming this July. We're probably going to twice a month. You'll see us for each show, and even maybe once a month, just depending on how things are going. As we're transitioning, we're adjusting to the time, trying to make sure that we're consistent. We don't want to burn people out with information. We don't want to lose the flow and the momentum of the conversation, but we also need to do our part in the community as well. As this political season is heating up, we got to make sure that our folks are educated and aware and understanding what's going on. There's a lot of things in community that I need to be a part of as I continue to utilize our platform, our organization, to uplift what's going on and make sure that we have a seat at the table to see what's really going on and how we're going to make that change for community. I know our district attorney in San Francisco, DA Brooke Jenkins, will be coming on both sides of the conversation real soon to talk about some things that's being implemented, some positive things that will impact community from a DA's perspective. So we'll be getting that information out to you as soon as we have all the dates and times locked in. Again, I'm on the road this week. I'll be back. When I come back, it's going to be straight grind. We got our scholarships. I'm looking forward. Hopefully, Mark and I will be here next week as we're going to try to pump in our young people, our scholarship winners. We are excited. And, you know, what Andre was talking about, this Dreamkeeper initiative, it is amazing to see the positive things that are happening out of the Dreamkeeper and our community partners that work together. So I just want to say this and say this again. Thank you to our Mayor London Breed, Ms. Shaman Walton, for the Dreamkeeper initiative, Director Davis, Dr. Sai. Again, when we have these type of programming and type of opportunities to advance our community, the narrative does change. It will shift. We have some phenomenal young folks who qualified and won our $2,500 scholarship. We have some $1,000 winners. We also have a couple $500 participants that we're going to make sure are impacted. Hey, every little bit counts when you're going to school. So we are excited to push that out as we continue to do our part to change the narrative. These young folks are changing the narrative. They are leaving our city and they're going to college and they're going to do things to come back to make great impact. Some of these folks are young, first generational college goers. Some of them are going to step in the fields that no one in their family have done that they want to see. We got a young lady going to Cal. I'm excited, fired up to help them. So some of these young folks will be coming on our podcast, our Hidden Gem show upcoming soon. And I'm hoping that I'll be here to uplift them, but we will be there with them to support them. And again, great work and all of the stuff from our team, all of the behind the scenes stuff for all our volunteers, amazing volunteers who care about the community, actually give up their time to give back. And we appreciate them so much. And, we just got to keep pushing and we got to keep uplifting the community because at the end of the day, it's about the people. We always say all power is to the people and all power to the Black folks with all the power. My people, I love it. So, I'm excited, and looking forward to getting back. But again, every day I'm just taking in this time during this Men's Health Month to make sure that I'm doing my part because I want to make sure that I'm leading by example with my fellas, not just telling y'all to drink more water. Y'all see I'm drinking my water. I'm rested. I'm about to do some black yoga. I'm creating my own yoga. I'm going to do some stretching and I'm bringing some new things to the table. But again, it's important that we focus on it. And we hope all of the brothers in the community continue to make health number one priority. We're losing too many folks to high blood pressure, diabetes in our community. And again, we want to make sure that we uplift and support all of the folks that are being impacted by the storms right now across this country. So with that being said, okay, it's time to give the benediction because this is an early exit. Okay, it's 8:11. Okay, it's getting late, but it's early. I don't know, it's late out here, but it's early back home. So this is a great quick show, but I just want to give the benediction to the community. A lot of folks in our community, not just in San Francisco, not in just California, but across the country are being impacted. So much loss and grief is happening. We want to make sure that we continue to uplift those families, those folks who are going through it. Sometimes you just don't know what folks are going through. And again, as I do my traveling and go through this country, I'm just always grateful and thankful that we still able to move and do the things that we are doing. So many folks are being impacted economically. The number of homelessness and joblessness that are impacting the Black community is tremendous right now. So again, for the folks who are questioning or upset, think about the things that you do have. This is that time of just having real, true empathy and compassion for folks as folks in this country are dealing with it. Folks, when we talk about mental health, is at an all-time high right now. Folks are stressed, anxiety. Folks are trying to figure out when their next bill is going to be paid, when they're going to make their next move. It is that tight. It's that real out here. And I've been talking to the people. Folks are struggling. So again, to all of our folks, community organizations, and folks that have resources and access to resources, make sure you're opening the doors and making sure that the community folks are getting access to the funds and support because it is much needed, more now than ever. This is the rainy day that we've been talking about. No more saving for the rainy day. Open up the floodgates. Bless the people. Make sure the people get the things that they need. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get the benediction so I can get y'all out of here and enjoy yourself. I miss y'all, community. I love y'all. Okay. Every day I'm trying to take my mind off the people and I'm just thinking about the people because I love the people. But with that being said, tonight, community, you've been blessed. The bishop all the way in the hot ATL, even in the hot ATL, I showed up for the community. Again, as always, Brother Mark is here, the voice making sure that we have another segment of the Hidden Gem. The Hidden Gem segment is so important as we continue to uplift Black and brown leaders, community organizations, folks that are doing positive things to impact community. That's why it's important to tune in. My favorite show of the week, Positivity. I came back all the way to the A to hear Brother Andre come on talking about his push of being a trailblazer, a Black male, fighting for justice, fighting for equality, making sure that the people are represented at the highest office. It takes all of us, no matter what side of the fence you're on, whether it's left, right, whether you're Democrat or Republican. There is a part of us that have to be civically involved. We must do our part to not only educate ourselves, but be involved with the process. Sometimes you don't get the candidate that you pick, but even if you don't, we have to find a way to still work together. We have to support each other, uplift each other. Right now, this community, this country is so divided. We have to find a way to unite. We have dark days ahead. We have people that are trying to make and plant things to destroy our community even more. This is the time for one voice, one code, as Mark would say, for Black folks, brown folks to stand on code together and uplift the people. We must uplift the people. It's going to take all of us. It is not easy, but the work can happen. The baton must be passed tonight. Young Black kids across this country from HBUs are coming to San Francisco to bring the first cohort of young African-American college students to the city of San Francisco. It is amazing. They out setting up tonight, having a great time and celebrating the accomplishment. More work is happening. The path is being created. There's an opportunity being there. It's coming, you guys. All we got to do is find out who the rest of the gatekeepers is, kick them, move them out the way. They're keeping the gates locked. I don't know. Maybe it's the bishop. I'll open the door. I don't know. Maybe it's both sides of the conversation. We'll move them out the way. I don't know. But tonight, we could do a lot together. Also, we had our brother Raymond here. I know he has some technical difficulties. It happens. Don't beat him up, community. Help support him so they can have all of the great Wi-Fi and all the technical needs that he needs to be successful. It is called business, Black business. We must create our own ecosystem. We must support the entrepreneurs of our community. That brother is taking a step, a leap of faith. He's trying to do something to show the other young brothers and sisters there is an opportunity. There is a way when there's no way. You can make a new pathway for yourself. There's a way that we can all support and uplift each other. My brother Raymond is getting his business off the ground. Community, pick up the phone, give him a call. Next party you having, young people, hey, I need a jumper. Come bring me a jumper so the kids can jump around and have a good time. We need to bring that joy, that positivity to our community, but we also must bring the education, the awareness, the civic duty back to our community. We must not just sing and dance and keep playing. We must get real because real times is coming. Yes, the financial crisis is going to hit all of us at some point. We have to lift each other up. Let's continue to build community. When I say all power to the people have the power. Wake up, community. Yes, you have the power. We are the change makers. Let's continue to do the things that we need to do to support our businesses. That means if you spend Black dollars, they should spend Black dollars. I don't know what it is. It's a simple word, reciprocity. Find a way to give back. Make sure that you find in the Black business that you can support. Don't just walk around saying I'm at the Gucci and Prada store. What about the Black Bobo's barbecue? What about the fish shack? I don't know. Support a Black business community. We must do our part. With that being said, thank you all for tuning in. This has been a long traveling journey for me, but I am here, the bishop. Everywhere I go, you'll see the fish. You'll see the power. You'll see the Black dollar circulating. We always support the Black and brown businesses. We still would like to hear from you. We have a survey going out to talk about our podcast and the changes that come out. Click the link. Be a voice. Let us know. We still trying to pick somebody. I don't know. We had a couple people, then I just was like, no, we got to get some new people. That's what we're going to do. Uplift the people. But we want to hear from you. Again, we will be having programming changes coming up. Again, we still going to be here. We're not going nowhere. We're just going to continue to find different ways to continue to impact and insert ourselves in the community change, because that's what it's all about. Changing the narrative, uplifting the voices of the people. So with that being said, all the way here, 3 hours ahead in the ATL, the bishop, I'm here with the people. Looking forward to seeing y'all continue to be great, continue to uplift each other, continue to have patience and pause. Brother Paz, thank you for that. Give the community pause. Take a deep breath, community. We on a journey. The freedom train is coming. All aboard. I'm looking for my Eagles. I'm flying high with the Eagles. All of the Eagles, come fly with me. And all you Tweety birds, all the Tweety birds. I can't even see them. We too high. Hey, well, all I can say is thank you all for tuning in. It's been another great Hidden Gem segment. We're looking forward to this Thursday. If you're looking for some financial game, you're trying to get some education about finances, Brother Akbar is going to be here to give us some game. This Sunday, we're going to have a Sunday conversation for all the brothers in the community. We're talking about Black man health, some real conversation. Brothers, let's be open. Let's be vulnerable. Let's find a way to have a real conversation so that we can remove the fear of the unknown to stepping into the right zone on our health. So with that being said, thank you, community. We'll see you this Thursday. Have a great week, community. Be safe out there. Stay connected. Do all you can to uplift the people, and we'll see you all this Thursday. Have a blessed evening, community.